the model come over doll with the mallet, flung it in the air, kicked it repeatedly.
Hi, I'm NOOR BINTI TAHA. My MATRIC number is 278674. In this video, I will explain about the Bobo-doll experiment 1961. Introduction. Background in experimentation. Albert Badura, a Canadian psychologist at Stanford University, founded the Bobo-doll experiment in 1961. Bobo-doll is a clone-themed inflatable doll toy with a height of up to 115 cm. Albert Badura has decided to perform an experiment to investigate children's violent nature, as well as to demonstrate that youngsters learn aggressive behavior by imitating it. In other words, he wants to know how the children read the aggressive behavior he saw in everyday activities like watching television. He directs a picture in which an adult model is seen punching a Bobo-doll and yelling obscenities. A group of 36 boys and 36 girls from Stanford University Nursery School aged 3 to 16 years participate in this trial. Albert Badura history. Albert Badura is a psychologist best recognized for his work on social learning theory, self-efficacy, and the Bobo-doll experiment. Albert Badura is a Stanford University professor emeritus. Albert Badura was born in MUNEERA, Alberta, Canada on December 4, 1925. He is the youngest of 6 brothers and sisters. In 1949, he received a 3-year degree from the University of British Columbia, after which he completed his education at the University of Iowa. He received a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Clinical Psychology in 1953. Experimental method. Children learn aggressive disposition and violent behavior through observation through Bobo sculpture tests. According to Albert Badura, when now studying the field of psychology, Albert Badura has formed a group of 36 boys and 36 girls aged 3 to 6 years old from the Stanford University Nursery School. Albert Badura divided his participants into 3 groups, each with an equal number of boys and girls. The control group is the only group that is not presented to any model. The second group is the non-aggressive groups, in which the model does not act violently against the Bobo-doll, while the third group is the aggressive group, in which an adult or model acts aggressively at the Bobo-doll. They were exposed throughout the viewing of films depicting aggressive conduct such as punching, kicking, and shouting at a giant and field statue known as the Bobo-doll. In this film, a girl is shown beating an inflated egg-shaped doll pattern in the shape of a clown, sometimes known as a Bobo-doll. The female slammed a hammer into him and sat on it. He yelled threatening words and used the epithet dumb several times. Albert Badura discovered that when children were exposed to model behavior that demonstrated aggressive conduct, they acted aggressively compared to a group of children who were not exposed to the model. Boys who has been exposed to male models' aggressive behavior are more likely to act aggressively than girls who have been exposed to male models' aggressive behavior. Children do not receive any encouragement or incentive to beat the doll, according to Albert Badura, but their behavior is influenced by individual observation of others. Using a modeling technique, he labeled this phenomena observation as learning and defined the aspect of effective observational learning as attention, retention, reciprocity, and motivation. Experimental contribution to theory, social learning theory and modeling theory are two theories that can be linked to Albert Bandura proposed cultural experiment. Theory of social learning. Social learning theory is a development of the traditional behavioral learning theory behavioristic. Albert Bandura created this hypothesis in 1986. There are two types of observational learning. For starters, learning can occur through reinforcement. When we observe people getting rewarded or penalized for acting against a given conduct, we become enraged. For instance, if a friend sees his friends being complimented and punished by a teacher for his behavior, he will emulate those actions in order to retrieve praise from the instructor as well. Second, even though the model does not retrieve positive or negative reward when observing, there are four types of observational learning process. First, attention process. This process considers the information to which you have chosen to pay attention. They have the option of paying attention to real-life models or medial models. Second, retention process. This process entails memory, which must be observed in order to duplicate the model's behavior. 3. Production process is a method of reorganizing attention memory in order to recall and rebuild what has been learned. The process of motivation is a process that determines whether or not observed conduct produces positive results. Second theory is imitation theory or modeling. It's a theory that describes how social learning theory is used to the formation of new behaviors through media depiction. Modeling theory characters observation and imitation are the first elements of learning. Second language examples and role model are used to teach model behaviors. Finally, as a model, students imitated a skill from the teacher demonstrate a competency. Imitation types. First, direct imitation through observation. The audience, for example, imitated the style of singing that they enjoy. The second method is indirect imitation, which is accomplished through the use of imagination. Third, coupled mimicry or the mimicry of many modern behaviors, for example, mimicking a farmer's painter style and decorating his own painting. The fourth type of imitation is behavior imitation, which is only appropriate under particular context. First, imitation is a habitual action that can be displayed in any circumstance. Therapy. Albert Bandura in social learning theories infused the practice of modeling therapy in psychotherapy. The following are some of the applications of modeling therapy. First, modeling is effective in the therapy of phobias. For example, if a person has a fear of specific creatures such as frogs, the person is treated by showing him or her fins on photographs of frogs so that the person can emulate the activity of holding a frog. Second, modeling is utilized in relationship therapy to teach listening and communication skill. When couples argue, the therapist, rather than distorting the conversation, models the answer to assist a solution. Third, dealing with rage in the aftermath of abuse. Therapists, for example, utilize for modeling to help parents regulate their anger toward their children. 4. Using therapy to combat bullying. For example, in the framework of role-playing, the therapist model an alternative approach by acting as a child with the child being a bully. And third, the rule is which while the therapy explains the bully, the youngster mimics the imitated conducts. How to apply in a particular fact? The experiments that have been conducted can be applied in content fields. based on the theory put forward by Albert Bandura. First, education. A teacher is employed as a role model for pupils in social learning theory through monitoring behaviors such as delivering speeches during assemblies. Second, the realm of medicine. Therapists can use modeling theory to help patients who have phobias, such as phobias of food or animals. Third, family fact. Using modeling theory, therapists can manage parental problems with children such as stubborn children who cause parents to be angry and assertive all of the time, making the children fearful. Conclusion. There are several importance and implications of such experiments in understanding the behaviors of individuals and society today. The importance of experiment. The importance is first, to establish that children learn through imitation of observation by employing a good model as an individual behavior in life. A kindergarten student, for example, learns to copy reading by watching his teacher. Second, to assure the individual's excellent behavior. For instance, a person may replicate a person's conduct in order to assist a partner who is having problem learning. Third, by observation of time media or video to see how people learn. Children, for example, learn to read by being taught through movies that are relevant to learning and by engaging in tutoring behaviors. The four goals is to guarantee that people are courteous individuals learn to be polite when seeking knowledge in the classroom and to always respect the teacher through observational learning. The experimental implication. In order to comprehend individual and society behavior, how many experimental implications can be explained? These are some of them. First, deliver effective and interesting school assembly speeches. A teacher, for example, can give a speech that is both efficient and fascinating so that pupils can look up to him or her when it's come to giving a public address. Second, any video or photo elements must be free of sexual content. If a teacher wishes to show a film to kindergarten students, for example, the instructor must guarantee that the video teaches that the student a valuable lesson while avoiding violence. Finally, exceptional figures can serve as role models. When providing a presentation in class, the teacher, for example, used the name of a famous person so that pupils might emulate the behavior of the role model. Learning through poor values is the first option. Teachers, for example, can teach youngsters noble qualities such as love, respect, and deference to other people. Which method is behavior change? Teachers, for example, set a good example by being polite and not raising their voice when students are learning in the classroom. That's all from me about explain the Bobodal experiments 1961. Thank you.